In this one, I'm going to go ahead and show you a new stitch. I'm going to go ahead and show you the half double crochet. Don't worry, it's okay. It's not that difficult, and it's somewhere in between the single crochet and the double crochet. So let's get started, and I'll see you in a minute. I showed you a rib stitch the last time, right? Very cool, right? And you see how the stitches are the same and on the front and on the back, and looks really nice, right? And this is the single stitch ribbing through the back loops only. Okay, but I want to show you something else that you can do with the rib stitch. I'm going to show you a different stitch, and then I'm going to show you the rib stitch. So as always, you always begin with a loop, right? And again, there are so many different ways to make that loop. So we're going to go ahead and do a chain. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and chain 20. 1. Ooh, I made that a little tight. 2. So that's my my 20 stitches. Let me show you. Let me go ahead and show you what it is that I want to make. Okay, so this is also the rib stitch. Look how different this looks. This looks totally different, right? So this is one side of that rib stitch, and this is the other side of the rib stitch. It looks very different, right? So this side looks very much very similar to the screen one, but this side looks different than both of them. And I want to point that out. I want to point that out to you because by just learning a few stitches, you can create so many different, you can make a scarf and practice all of these stitches, and no two scarves have to ever look the same. Let me go ahead and show you this different stitch that I want you to learn. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the chain. Remember, we just made our chain, and I'm gonna skip that first. I'm going to skip that first stitch. My chain is tight. We're going to skip that first stitch and half double crochet. This is called a half double crochet. Okay, so this was done with a single crochet. This is all single crochet. This is a combination of single and double. The single stitches are the small one, and the double stitches are the larger ones. So you know what? The half double is going to be somewhere in between these two stitches. It's not going to be as small as the single, but it's not going to be as large as the double. So let's go ahead and learn that half double crochet. For a double crochet, we have to yarn over before we insert our hook. So I want to go ahead and remember to skip that first one and go in to our chain. Okay, go under one leg here. Okay, so we have 2 working loops, and then we have 1 loop from our work. We're going to yarn over and pull it through our work, and we have 3 loops. Remember, for the double crochet, you have 3 loops on your hook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull it through all 3. 1. Sometimes you have to do it one at a time. 1, 2, and 3. That is a half double. Okay, let's try that again. Make this a little looser. I do not know why that's so tight. Okay, yarn over. Insert it into my next stitch here. See this stitch right here? Okay, I'm going to insert it, yarn over. I have 3 loops, just like with a double crochet, but instead of when I yarn over, I'm going to pull it through all 3. Well, let's go ahead and try that one more time. Yarn over, put it into the chain, yarn over, pull it through the stitch. I have 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through all 3. That is a half double. Okay, I'm going to continue to work on that. I'm going to insert it, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through all 3 loops. Pull out some more yarn here. Yarn over, insert it, yarn over, pull it through. I now have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull it through 3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way down my 20 stitches. You can do 20 stitches, you can do 10, you can do 25 or 30, whatever you want to do. The thing about crochet is really good when you're making non-garment items is that you can make it whatever size you want. Yeah, there's no particular rules. Right here I'm working on some washcloths. These are going to be a little bit smaller. They might actually turn out to be great coasters instead of washcloths, right? Who knows? I'll see how it goes. So you just keep going down to the end of the line. Okay, let's go down to the end. We're down to the last few stitches. It's always harder to do this first row, so I always go much slower, because working into that chain is not an easy thing. So let's yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, half double. Okay, insert, yarn over, pull through all 3, half double. You yarn over and pull through all 3. Here's the last stitch. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over and pull through all 3, and there you go. You have the first row of your half double. Okay, so you know how to make a single crochet, you know how to make a double crochet, and now you know how to make a half double crochet. That's 3 stitches. So let me go ahead and show you. So this was half double. We're going to continue to practice a half double, but I'm going to show you how it works on when you're doing a rib stitch. Now, in order to get a rib stitch like this, you will make all your stitches in the back loops. You can make a rib stitch with a single. That's the best one. You can see the most definition when you do that. But you can also do it with a half double or double. Anything bigger than that, and I don't think you're really going to get this really cool bumpy thing. You will, but you know, it won't be as noticeable. So single stitch is usually the one you use for ribbing, for actual ribbing. But let me show you this. We're going to go ahead and do half double with the ribbing here, but we're going to do the ribbing a little different. This even has a little bit more stretch. Okay, so I'm on this side, and remember, you should make a chain 1, which I think I did. Yes, I did. I'm going to pull it out and show you that I've already made a chain 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a chain 1 like that. Then I'm going to turn my work, and let me see what I have here. Okay, I'm going to wrap my yarn around as if I was going to do a double crochet, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch into the V. I'm going to do my stitches in the back loop like we did in this yellow one when we did the ribbing in the back loops only. So for this row, I have my tail on the right side, and I'm going to tell you why that's important. My tail's on the right side, so it's going to help me remember every time my tail's on the right side, I'm going to insert my hook into the back loops. That's a trick, okay? You might remember, I don't always. So inserted my hook, wrapped it around, pulled it through. I have 3 loops on my hook. Wrap it around, I'm going to pull it through all 3. This is my half double crochet. Okay, let's try that again, and we're only going to go into the back loops on this row. Yarn over, insert it into the back loop of the stitch, yarn over, pull it through all 3 loops, yarn over, insert it into the back loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and pull it through all 3. Okay, let's go ahead and do that all the way down. This done with this row. we are down to our last few stitches. Okay, so here you go. Here's one, here's two, and there's three right over there. Yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through three, yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through three, and the last one, yarn over, find that last stitch, back loop. Let me see if I can find it here. There it goes. You see, I had to use this finger to help me. Yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and through all three loops. Okay, now we are going to flip it to the other side. Now the tail is on my left side. This is important because now I'm on the opposite side and I'm going to do my stitch different. Yeah, I'm going to do the half double crochet, same stitch. I'm going to chain one, right? And now I'm going to yarn over, but instead of going to the top in the back loop, I'm going to do the front loop. The loop that is facing me is always the front loop. The loop that is away from me is always the back loop. That can be very confusing if you're working in a pattern and they tell you to work in the back loops. Remember, the back loop is always the loops that are away from you, and the front loops are always the loops that are closest to you. So when you flip it, it's also going to flip the orientation of your loops. So here we go, yarn over. Now I'm going to go in the front loop, and I'm going to come into the bottom. I'm going to come into the bottom as if, remember when we first did our stitches, we went in through both legs on the bottom? Sorry. Remember when we did our stitches and we came into the bottom of both legs? Yeah. Come in, and I'm going to split that V in half, and I'm going to come up through the middle of the V. I'm going to come up to the middle of that V. I'm going to yarn over and pull it back through that V. I'm going to have my 3 hooks, loops, yarn over and pull it through. And I've done my half double crochet, but I've done them in the front loop. Let's try one more time. Yarn over. I'm going to, instead of going through both legs, I'm going to bring it into the middle. Yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through all 3. Let's try it again. Yarn. So it's not a quick stitch, right? It's taking a little bit of time to split the stitch, but it makes an amazing effect. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I am almost done. Here we go. Go like that. Okay, now we're coming to our last few stitches here. Yarn over, insert it through the bottom, split that stitch, that V. Okay, insert it through the bottom, come up in the middle of the stitch, yarn over, go through 3, and find that last stitch, which is always really difficult. Okay, we're going to come up here, yarn over, and pull it through all 3. Okay, and there you see on this side it looks plain, which it still looks beautiful, I think. And then when you're going to go to the next side, this is where you can see all the stitches, right? So remember, when the tail is on the right, you are going to go into the back loops, and when the tail is on the left, you can go into the front loops. Yeah, crocheting through the back loops on one side and the front loops on the other. And in order to help you remember, just remember where you kept your tail, right? And then you can go ahead and finish as usual. I like to make a chain, pull it, get my scissors, cut it, and then I'm done. This is single crochet. This is half double crochet. This is half double crochet and single crochet. They all are lovely. Okay, And I hope that you can practice these 3 stitches, a single, double, and half double, and a rib stitch, and come up with some interesting washcloths. Just keep practicing and see where they take you, okay? Well, that was fun, right? And not as hard as you thought it was, right? I mean, and look how lovely. Look at how absolutely lovely this came out. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite things to do, right? So, with just this stitch alone, you can go ahead and make a phenomenal long scarf. All you have to do is keep going. Keep going. You don't stop. You can stop when it reaches the length that you want it. And with crochet, that's very easy to do. You can just make a knot and cut it, and you're ready to go. Yeah, very simple. Or you can practice this particular stitch and make it in all colors. Yeah, and you can make it longer. This is a chain of 20. Yeah, you can do a chain of 25, a chain of 30, make it a little bit wider. That's up to you. That's the great thing about crochet, is that once you learn the basics and you learn some basic rules, it's such a creative thing because you can go ahead and change it and do however you want. So again, I want to show you, these are both rib stitches, both of them are rib stitches. This is stitched in the back loops, and this is stitched alternating back loops and front loops. You can go ahead and try this with the single crochet. Yeah, you can rotate back and front loops with the single crochet. You can even go ahead and try it with the double crochet, right? Because this is your project. And you can go ahead and practice. You're going to want to practice, continue to practice the double crochet, right? So go ahead and try it. Yeah. So if you had fun learning that stitch, I hope you did, go ahead and like the video and subscribe so that I can continue to bring you some videos and teach you some more cool techniques and stitches. And if there is a stitch that you are curious about learning as a beginner, go ahead and put that in the comments, and maybe I can go ahead and make a video of it for you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I will see you next time, and thanks a lot for coming to Yarn Over with Angie. Bye-bye.